Hello and welcome to a new tutorial series in Incari Studio. In this video series, we will show and explain Incari Studio's key features and best practices. Using this project as an example, we will guide you through Incari Studio's asset management, the 2D workflow, and the logic editor. Before we jump right into Incari Studio, we first need to create a project. We do this in the Incari Hub. This is where we manage existing projects and create new ones. There are two ways to add projects to the hub. Either we click on the big plus icon here or go to Import and navigate to the project's file location. At the top of the list, you can also sort projects in different ways. Search for projects or change the view. On the left-hand side, you will find the Remote Projects tab. If we click on it, we get an overview of demo projects that show various Incari Studio features. To have a closer look at such a project, we just have to click on Download, and it will be added to our personal library. From here, we can simply double-click to start it. Under Applications and Incari Studio, you will find your installed Studio versions. In my case, various developer builds can now be found here. You will probably only see one version. For further tips and explanations, you can go directly to our documentation here. But now, let's create our new project. To do this, we go back to My Projects and click on the plus symbol. We enter Speed Meter in the name field. Under Category, you can also create individual elements such as scenes or templates. However, we leave it at Project. Under Location, we can specify where our project and all its assets should be saved. We have the option of creating a default scene and a default screen, which we will activate. A screen defines the properties of a physical display device, while a scene is the content that will be displayed on that device. A screen can contain multiple scenes, each with its own assets and logic. For example, there may be a menu system with different submenus, such as a CD player or vehicle information, which all represent separate scenes. Under Name, we can specify a relevant name for our display, such as Central Panel or Digital Instrument Cluster, but let's leave it at that for now. Resolution is the actual pixel resolution of the targeted display device. Let's now set the resolution to 980 by 980 pixels, as this corresponds to the resolution of our target device. Under Scene Type, we can choose between a 3D and a 2D scene. As we are working only with 2D graphics in this project, it makes sense to change our scene from 3D to 2D. We can also name our scene, which should be relevant to its actual function. Because we are creating a speed meter, let's just call this Speed Meter, and then click Create. The first thing we're going to do is explain the interface. When you open Incari Studio for the first time, you will see a screen like this. Let's start at the top left. Here you will find the Scene Outliner, in which you will find all the objects that you have placed in your scene. You can create various elements using the plus symbol. The Project Outliner is located below the Scene Outliner. Here you will find an overview of all screens and scenes. You can create new screens and scenes using the plus symbol. In the top right-hand corner, we see the Attribute Editor, a crucial tool for customizing objects in our scene. When we select an object, this editor allows us to adjust properties like position, scale, and rotation. We can also set materials and other specific attributes, depending on the selected object type, to tailor the object's appearance and functionality to our needs. Any changes we make here are immediately visible in the scene, making the editing process easy and intuitive. Below the Attribute Editor, you will find the Asset Manager. This is where you import, create, and organize your assets. You can use the plus icon to add your external assets to the project and create folders for organization. If you right-click on the right-hand side, you can also create Incari-specific assets. In the center is the Scene View, in which all our content is displayed. To navigate in 2D space, you can pan by holding down the middle mouse button and use the mouse wheel to zoom. We can switch between the edit and player view using the two icons here at the top left. At the moment, you can't see anything because there are no objects in the scene. Let's take a look at this frame here. It doesn't have the right aspect ratio for the screen. Remember, our screen has a size of 980 by 980 pixels. That means it has an aspect ratio of 1:1. The default player camera is set to Full HD. That means 1920 to 1080 pixels. To adjust this to our screen resolution, we select the camera in the scene outliner and simply activate Link Viewport to screen size. Now the camera aspect ratio matches that of our screens. To adapt the UI to your needs, you can enlarge or reduce the size of individual modules by dragging the edges. You can also merge individual windows to create tabs. In the next episode, you'll get an insight into Incari Studio's asset management, and we'll start putting together our UI in scene view.